Oh shit! I hope I don't get hit with copyright. Damn, music was playing. Whatever that new Jay-Z song is. Well, I am Big Pontiac, and this is the Responsible Dad Hour. Trying to see where my damn... there it is. This is interesting. This is Big Pontiac. This is Responsible Dad Hour. So I throw most of this paper away. All this shit ain't worth reading. And that's the way it is. This shit ain't worth reading. Ready ditches. It's one thing I did see. I did want to. Florida restrict how race is discussed. Hey, what's up, Derek? 405. Thank you for joining me. It says Florida law will restrict how race is discussed. No, I remember on ADLS, Brian or whatever his name, Brian Logan maybe is his name. BLS, maybe Brian Logan or whatever his show is called. He's a conservative, and I just wrote the truth. I'm like, and it's no hating on anybody. It's the truth. It's the butchery, the deceit that went on from when they first came to the Europeans came onto both what they did down in the islands up through Mexico. But what affected us more is how they came from the East Coast and they came inward. I mean, the way they took, as I said, the way they took Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky. I mean, there's no way to rationalize that. What's that, Perspective Gaming? Hey, it's going smooth. Got my new inserts. Ooh, didn't have time to walk at the mall, so I'm gonna go up and see if the pickleball court dry enough. But probably not. We got about an inch of snow this morning. I mean, big flakes, and melted. It's 36. I ain't got the car on. You can see I ain't got the car on, so it melted. But that's all my thing is like what they want to do is they want to. And like I said, I'm a very conservative person, just in general. But what is happening is they don't want history told the way it happened. They want to just say that with their cooperation, getting along with the natives, that they took these lands. And nothing about manifest destiny, nothing about the document of discovery, which really gives the church power, which gave the Protestants power, which still the Catholics and the Jewish faith people use today. They use all those things. So they don't want that taught, though. They don't want taught that they would get tribes terribly drunk, like come in with wagons of liquor while they're supposed to be discussing, and the first kind of way they marked off, they surveyed was they would walk off, like what William Penn and his people did. It was a certain kind of steps they would do to require and say, well, we took these kind of steps at this degree, these steps at this degree, these steps at this degree, and these steps at this degree. And that's how they took over land in Pennsylvania. So, and they don't want that taught. They don't want that part taught, the butchery of coming into America and the deceitfulness that they did to take these lands. Still going on today. And I'm sorry if I upset any Europeans that's watching. That's not personal attack on you. I'm saying that is real history. That is really what they did. Now, some of these numbers still hard for me to believe. They said that in Ohio in 1817, 1818, they had 200,000 people in there. I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. I think they fudged in numbers to try to make themselves a state. And again, once the state took the land, the federal land control too. But this is what they don't want taught. So, hey, CJ, hey, Conspiracy. I'm going to hit you up tonight, Conspiracy, because I'm not going on late night. I will never know the truth until melanin people take back rulership. Yeah, pretty much. As I said before, though, the Planet of the Apes, they would destroy the world before they would let that happen. Because this is their kingdom, is this illusion, whatever this thing is. But I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna do my Final Four stuff. Let me get into it. So let me think now. Gold. Trying to think what gold traded. Okay, so gold went down yesterday to about 1980. So it dropped. and maybe it was more. Maybe it was around 1990. So it dropped $50 first thing this morning. I noticed before I left. So it was like 1957 trading. Now it's up. It went back up, and it's only about a $30 change. Silver was about still 26. So that's gravy. Anything above 1900 is really gravy. So don't let that not dissuade you from buying gold. That's still gravy. Just the holding at 1900 plus is just that's a heck of a benefit for holding gold. But we see everything else dropped. We see it. Oh, and you got to see what Uber and Lyft is going to do. Uber and Lyft is charging more gas thing. So those of you that use that. But I'm gonna say this is world events. They attack near Poland. If they attack Poland, NATO's coming in. I mean, no one can argue that. If they drop bombs on NATO, on Poland, NATO's coming in, or NATO's knocking them bombs down. They sending shit off. But as I said before, China's gonna same time attack Taiwan. They just had a ballistic test, missile test in North Korea. And this is reported by the South Koreans, so you know the information could be up in the air. But it'll be like a three-prong attack. It'll definitely be a three-prong attack if they attack. But I mean, they know where them bombs. You bombing 10 miles from Poland, that shows your intention right there. So we'll see. And we'll see, because NATO got that shit that Israel got. Because remember, Hamas was shooting that shit at Israel, and that Star Wars shit Reagan talked about, they got shit that knocked that shit down. Hey, Lobo, what's happening? Thank you for joining. Duke might win it all. Yeah, I think that's who I'm saying is Duke's definitely gonna win it. I would be totally surprised if Duke got knocked out. I really would. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they take Taiwan now. That makes sense because they already stretched in. So that to me would make the most sense. If you really think that is your land and it's a separate island, but if you think that separate island, like same with Hong Kong, they pretty much went in there and kicked ass and took names, opened up some cans of ass whooping in Taiwan or in Hong Kong. They was like, yeah, you motherfuckers can't just say anything over here you want about the mainland. So they stopped that. So, and that's one of the trading hubs. And then they said that a lot of people, this is what's even more interesting, that a lot of people will not want to fight if fighting comes. And what did they say? Fight over there in Ukraine, 59 years old fighting. How agile. You can shoot. I can shoot all day, and hump. I mean, that's the thing of staying in shape. If you had to hump. How many people got food saved and all this kind of consideration. So we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, that's the money. And then I'm gonna do, of course, about 5. I'm gonna go home. What is it? I'm gonna get home about 3, maybe about 4 o'clock, 4:30, because I do got to go to the store and prepare for cooking. Yeah, about 4:30. Well, let's just say 5 Central. That'll give me a little more time because I ain't coming on late. And we'll go over the picks and stuff, what everybody picks. Lobo, I'm sure you do all yours on computer, but I like the papers. And I get, as I said, I get 2 copies. I get a copy of my predictions, and then I turn around and get a copy of actually following it through. Yeah. This is the women's, and the women's is here. The women's is here. I went to what was that, 96 when Jones hit the winning shot for North Carolina. What was that, 96, 97? I was at the game. I was here. I was visiting. But yeah, I saw that. The track girl that went to jail when she hit the shot, the Final Four was here. And this was like maybe a little later. Let me see. Brennan 95. Yeah, 97, 98, somewhere in there when Carolyn Jones or whatever the track girl that went to jail was when the Final Four. So the women's Final Four is here. I don't really care about that. Man, and they got rid of the Twins got rid of, let me see here. Twins acquired Sonny Gray, Chio Ursula, and Gary Sanchez in 2 separate trades. After trading for Gray and 20 trades later on the day, they made a blockbuster sending infielders Josh Donaldson and Kiner Fifa just acquired from Texas to the Yankees for Ursha and Sanchez. Okay, I see what they did. And you know they gave Cousins $45 million. He had what, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, something like that. This Brady stuff is just the most ridiculous of the ridiculous. Why would anybody want him? Why would you want him? Why would you really think people gonna believe that this 40-year-old, 47, 45, 46, 47-year-old man can really be spectacular in playing football? And you notice, you know, his games, he does not get hit in his games. That last game they played, that was when they let him get hit. But up to there, they don't let him get hit. Marion Jones, yes, thank you. Marion Jones, that's her name. Marion Jones, she hit the game-winning 3. I was at that game because I was squeezing a chick. I met a chick, twins looking decent. You know, I hated they got rid of Cruz, but I understood if they can keep our center fielder, if they can keep him healthy, and they gave him a bunch of money too, but if they keep him healthy, they've got the second baseman that should have got Rookie of the Year. He didn't get it though, but he's Alvarez. He's a hell of a hitter. But the center fielder is one of the best center fielders in the league. But like last year, he started the hot season and they threw at his hand and broke his hand, and that should be on purpose. And again, you know, the home runs. You see when they serve it up. It's like the pitcher for the Dodgers. They gave him more money. The loser, you know, the loser pitcher that used to be the top money, they gave him a 1-year deal. He's the choker during the playoffs, like Pedro was for Boston. He was the choker during the playoffs, but yet these mugs get all that money. I mean, look at the dude that came from Japan that played that ended up going to Chicago. Remember that dude? That dude they was talking about, well, you know, we might have been tipping some pitches, and you can find that on YouTube where they talking about, well, I could have been tipping some pitches at number 21 for LA. But that other dude, Darvish went to Chicago. Remember that World Series they lost? Everybody's saying he's tipping pitches. They caught some of the team on there say, talking about it. The batters going to each other, look for this. So that ain't. And then remember with the Dodgers won it during the pandemic, motherfucker supposedly tested positive. He out there celebrating. So that showed you right there, this shit is fake. Shit is fake. If it was really real like that, they would have quarantined him right away. No, this nigga, as soon as they win, he runs out on the field. Yes, thank you, Jay Darvish. I never buy Guardians gear here in Cleveland. Logo looks terrible. Yeah, CJ. The Guardians. Yeah, that's weak. That's weak. Yeah, but yeah, Jay Darvish. They said Darvish was tipping pitches. Who do I think going to the Super Bowl? Do you think he's going to the Super Bowl again? 23 Mason number, you know, 32 reverse. I don't know. Well, damn. This motherfucker can't drive. God damn, he got a little truck. He damn near hit the car behind him. I think that time is over. I think the last old quarterback to win it is the Rams quarterback, Stafford. I think the league, at some point, the league has to move on. Now, as I said before, I really think in a lot of ways the league wanted him out. There's some kind of numbers they put in there. And they're like, I'm thinking like, you know, Tampa saying, well, who do we replace him? That's probably the thing is when they looked at the script and pushing him out compared to who they replaced him with and the outlook. I mean, I'm telling you, it's an egghead, big head dude like the Yakub. It's a big head dude with all the monitors, like the architect. He got all that shit. And that's what they looked at. They ran the simulation with, they put all these backup quarterbacks in there to see who take Brady's place. And it's like, yeah, we just not getting the numbers. We're not getting the fan numbers. We're not getting the jersey numbers. You know, as Tampa Bay travels, it's going to be too much of a drop on them. And so they recalled him because they pushed him out. I really feel they pushed him out. So it's a fixed game. They to do the fix, they figured that he is the best thing right now, and they need another year to find out how to put the script in and keep the revenues going without him part of the story. So that's all that is. That's an NFL thing to keep keep some kind of popularity, some kind of gambling being real. That's all we seeing in this move. So it's an interesting move to say the least. Could it be a setup for him to beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl, then retire? That's a good point. That's a good point, Lobo. It could. It could be a setup to beat the Patriots. Like I was watching, I'm telling you, if you really watch this stuff, you see how it's a fix. You see how much it's a fix. Like I was watching the second Super Bowl, Brady's first win, you know, and it was, you know, it's even being filmed again. It's scripted, but it's like he's calling out what they're doing. Look, all they're going to do is those short passes. We need to jump on because, again, Kurt Warner, he was the best ever at the quick reads. I mean, if you have a son that's a quarterback, study that Super Bowl year and the year after Kurt Warner. Because from playing arena ball, you got to be ready. It's catch one and you off. Kurt Warner put that in the NFL, and he's the best. To me, Kurt Warner is the best ever at quick reads. Quick reads and putting the ball around the field. Quick reads and the ball, spreading the ball and pushing it down the field. Well, all New England did was set on the routes, and he still threw at these cats. That's what I don't understand. It was a fumble in there, but it's like, why are you still throwing to these spots where you ain't throwing the people open? And that's how really, because if you remember that season, they beat them earlier in the year. Them quick throws, moving the ball around the field, and then all of a sudden you in the Super Bowl, and they intercepted. They intercepted him, I think, 3 times. I mean, it's not believable. You know, Belichick is calling the plays out on the sideline. So, he ain't retiring on a loss. That's how I knew he was coming back. So that's why he's coming back. The numbers wasn't right to keep the season. Like when Jordan played for Washington, I mean, Jordan literally saved the Washington franchise from folding. I mean, him playing kept that what you see today. And he was rewarded because, as I said before, Jordan bought that team for $30 million cash down. $30 million, and the price of his first buying was $300 million. But he did not have to put in $300 million. He put in $30 million. Now he has since skyrocketed and made it and paid that billion, or paid that $300 million, which turned into basically $1 billion. But the initial payment wasn't that. You know, the initial payment, you know. So they gave him a break. So you see how it works. They don't want the player owner. LeBron's probably going to be the next one, the player owner. You see that Derek Jeter stepped down as CEO of the Marlins. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's still part ownership. And then someone asked about A-Rod, and I'm sorry I didn't answer. Really, it's not. The deal is complicated. For the next 3 or 4 years, Taylor's still owning the Timberwolves. Taylor has input. It ain't a done deal for really, I think, this season, 2 more years. So Taylor has not shown to have good scouts. And other than bringing Edwards in here, that was the best move they made. Towns was like, you know, was a weak class that came in. Towns was the best of that weak class. But Edwards was a great pick. I even wondered why they got rid of the dude from Texas A&M or Texas Tech. I forget the dude who went to the Final Four. Copley or something like that. I didn't understand why they got rid of him, but McDaniels, same draft class. McDaniels has played well. So overall, I mean, pretty good. That dude Vanderbilt is a great hustler, great player, gonna give you 10 rebounds, about eight points, but can guard 3-4s. So whatever, he's staying with pretty much everybody. So it's a decent team. That's a little article in here. Hopefully they can make the playoffs. Well, I forgot to mention up here that the teachers went on strike. Culver. They got rid of Culver, but McDaniels has kind of got that spot. McDaniels is like 6th man. And so McDaniels hoops, but so does Vanderbilt. Check out Vanderbilt. But Edwards, it's funny. Edwards would go some games where he'd get 8 points, but have a bunch of assists, a few rebounds. It's like they almost make him take days off where he just ain't attacking because he can attack everybody. Then they got to do I think it's Foley's number 4. I ain't seen nobody stop him all season. mean, really, one-on-one, he breaks everybody down. I don't really like Patrick Beverly. You can see that his long shots are manipulated. He's fake tough, you know, that fake tough. But like a dude got him. A dude got him right here. And I mean, bust that shit open. And he was sitting on the bench yesterday. His shit was still bubbled up last night. His shit was all bubbled up. Where dude had like caught him and cut him. But it was still like he was sitting there looking like what is it, the Elephant Man and shit. His shit was like I just don't like that cat. But defensive wise, you know, he still stays with people, fouls, and fouls is allowed. It's like breaking dude's nose last year. When he broke Booker's nose, I did a video on that. So, but I was noticing St. Mary's. I want to say if I don't say that later, St. Mary's is definitely St. Mary's gets a play-in. I think I said this last night. St. Mary's gets a play-in team, so St. Mary's might win 2 games. So that might be one of the few locks that St. Mary winning 2 games, but I'll go over that a little later. But so hopefully the Timberwolves will stay in the mix. I don't know about the Wild. The Wild is looking rough. Let me see what they say about them in this motherfucker. Because they lost again last night. They lost 2 or 3 in a row. Yeah, but Greenwell kicked ass. That's what I might end up doing, give me a Greenwell jersey instead of that 24 jersey. Hawkeyes topple Purdue. Keegan Murray had 19, 11 rebounds. Says Murray knew his team. Oh, shit. We knew this team was destined for greatness, said Murray, who was selected the tournament most outstanding player. Wow. What did his brother get? Don't tell his brother points. But Keegan definitely gonna go into the league. But yeah, trying to think where the Timberwolves or where the Wild are. 19,000 people up in there, and that's crazy. Those of you want to come up here and go to a hockey game with me. You want to have a good time and see some crazy motherfuckers. The Wild 0-4 on the power plays. They should have beat this team easy. What is this? Wow, I didn't hear about this. League's youngest player, 18, propels Columbus with hat trick. 18-year-old rookie Cole Stillinger recorded the first hat trick of his career. Elvis Mertzlitz made 23 saves, and the Columbus Yellow Jackets beat the goal. Oh, I watched some of this game last night. The league's youngest player who has 8 goals in his first 56 games. Wow. Shit, the game yesterday, I think it was that game. Gretzky played. I feel like Tennessee will make a deep run. Yeah, Tennessee got good shooters. I think Kansas is going to make a deep run in there too. But I tell you, sports lovers, like watch Gretzky's career. Gretzky did something like that. He started playing for a Columbus team in the WHL, which Edmonton was in. And he was saying the different rules, but he started playing about 18. So tennis, you can start playing pro at 12. So holding back. Now, NFL is a physical thing. I mean, it does take a freshman body. It no doubt. No doubt it takes a 19, 20-year-old body. Ain't too many 8-year-olds, 18-year-olds cut enough to take the contact. I mean, you really not. You really need a year of playing against college people, because what happens is as you move up, the game becomes everybody's better. By the time you get to college, you know, everybody was good on the high school teams. That's what college is everybody was at least good. Now the cream goes to the top where, you know, talent rises. And so the game becomes quicker. And so it takes you a while to get that timing. But like, even with that, like once you get it, it was like by my second, really my first year playing, I was just seeing where the holes was. And then going into my next year, shoot, I was seeing that shit easy. I was seeing it easy, where the game became even easier and easier. And the pro game is the same way. It becomes just you get quicker as it gets quicker. And basketball, football is, but that's the difference. See, basketball is so different because again, you get tall. You know, it don't matter how really skinny you are. Tallness and skill is easier. It's easier. And younger players get better playing with older players. I mean, definitely that's a fact. I've watched that for the last 50 years. I've watched that. Since I was a little boy, I was able to see that. Like when my boy was in 5th grade, he was playing against sophomore people. I take him to scrimmage. I didn't have enough people, and I took him, and he cried, "I don't want to play against these older people." I'm like, look, I only had like 5 people. I had 6. I had 5 players and him. And so I let one player rest at a time. I'm like, get your ass out there. And he's crying, "Oh, you got me playing with these older boys." But he got some shots off. He didn't get the ball stolen when he brought it up. He was confident enough as a 5th grader to bring the ball up and nobody would take it from him. And for his age, he was tall enough. But he got better. I mean, he cried. He cried during the scrimmage. There's no crying during the scrimmage. Hey, Lorenzo, what's happening? What's happening? But you know, that's opportunity that fathers, that coach, you have. Now I'm a good judge of evaluation. It was like I pulled my team and I quit coaching one time because we played a team where this is what happened. We played a team where the center, every time he snapped the ball, he just sprinted downfield. This guy did not make one block the whole game. So my son playing quarterback, even when I put him in shotgun, they just kept a dude over the center because they would just let him run by. And I mean, the whole game, he never blocked anybody. He just ran downfield. And they really, some of the parents and even the other coach I was coaching was like, it was my son's fault. I'm like, hell no. He played defensive end too. Like he threw one pass and it was such a great interception. I mean, it really was because he slightly overthrew it and the receiver caught it, or the DB caught it in his hands. I mean, it was just a great catch, great timing. The DB had good skill. But some other passes he made, we was moving down the field. So as I broke down the field and evaluated him, like, and not just as a father, I mean, he was like a 90-something on defense, and he still graded out to about 80 on offense, given he was under duress the whole game. One season when he was about 12, I remember, like, they, again, not much blocking, but one dude had him by the body. He took one hand and just shook the dude off him. It was like dude grabbed him, and my son just took one, like while holding the ball, threw him off him, and then threw the ball. Oh, I got a picture of him in that uniform, but I'll never forget that play. The dude had him with both hands, and he just like, get off me. So I'm a great evaluator of talent. So I wasn't just icing him up who he was. I was playing the talent that what I had. And I just felt offended by the other parents, and I felt offended by the other coach because we're supposed to be coaching together. You're supposed to support. So I was like, I pulled my son. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna play this blame game all year. If y'all wanted to coach, y'all come out here and coach. And this same dude, check this out. This same dude was coaching with me. This dude was like 400 pounds. He's about 6 foot, maybe 5'11", maybe 400 pounds. And he had a bad habit of instead of sitting on the couch, he would sit on the edge. And finally, my couch said, fuck it. And then this is how bogus this nigga was. He feels the couch collapse. And he said, did I do that? Like Urkel, did I do that? Yes, you just destroyed my couch. No, it wasn't broke before. You sitting on the edge. You putting 400 pounds on that edge. But I'm cool with him. He said he used my plays the rest of the year, had some success. So, that was all right. That was all right. He got a positive out of it. He got a lot of offense. I mean, as I said, I one time had Mouse Davis's run and shoot. I had the plays of the run and shoot, all the variations of how to run and shoot, because my boy played with him. Sean played with him. I want to say with the Chicago, I think they was called the Chicago, maybe Blaze. I'm not sure. Cheese. Hey, D, how you doing? Thank you for joining. He says, buy the biggest Slower. Ha 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 ha.
I won! No! I won! Mike, bro, this is the car first.
Well, this is Big Pontiac. See me at 5 o'clock Central. We'll break down the Final Four. Till we meet again, say less.
Dad.
What?
I put Duke in for you.
Oh, did you?
My class is doing Final Four. I put Duke in there.
Okay, I got the papers right here.
There's Final Four. I did Duke. For what?
Basketball, college basketball.
I put Duke for my dad.
All right. Thank you.